Hello everybody.
Welcome, my lovelies. We have a little package.
Yes.
How exciting. This is actually an introduction to part 7, I think, of the my Art Deco house. So watch on and you'll see the next part. There are. But before we go any further and start the actual video, we've got a package. This was sent from, we don't know what it is yet. Do you know what it is yet? This was sent from our very dear friend, Emma Waddell.
Hello Emma.
Hello Emma, if you're watching.
And Darren, if you're watching.
And Darren, maker of good tea.
Yes.
Yes, Emma, lovely, lovely lady. She sent us a gift, hasn't she?
Gift, yes.
Actually, it comes from, it's Lakeside Miniatures of Wakefield. I'll look them up, find out who they are. We don't know of them as yet, but she obviously does. And Emma's had them send us something, which is absolutely wonderful of her.
Yeah, it's really nice.
So if I find their details, I shall put that on the description box below. And I shall also put Emma's Facebook details as well, because if you don't know already, she's a famous miniature interior designer, the one and only. So I shall put her contact details on as well. I think she's got over 25,000 members on her site. So get over there and join. There's some fantastic houses, and her work is literally second to none. Do you want
Very
to?
beautiful. Shall I do it?
I've opened part. You open the rest.
Okay.
What could it be? So excited.
There's one each. Apparently we've got an item each.
Yes.
Paper. Oh, that's it.
Oh, did you see the way that's they're wrapped up? It says thank you.
We don't know which is which, do we?
That's lovely. Oh, they both say that. Should we just open them and see?
Okay.
See what happens. She said that my one is something to do with chocolate, but it's not chocolate.
Alright, okay. Mine's a complete surprise.
Yours is what else it is. It may not even be food. It could just be something that reminds you of chocolate. I don't know. It's very nicely wrapped.
Yeah, it's lovely, beautiful.
Oh.
A couple of books.
Oh.
Can you see? Can you read?
You might need the scissors just to cut this plastic open. The sellotape, it's on very tight. This. Oh, that's mine. That's fabulous.
Oh, is it?
Yes. Look, I'll put it here. Hopefully, let's open it up and then the light won't come off it. Oh wow! And it's all written on the back.
Is it a book?
Yeah, it's a proper print. I want to show it first before I say it. Oh, that's absolutely wonderful. Oh, this will, I think the Art Deco couple, they probably would have this anyway in their house with their books. There we are. I'm going to hold it up properly. It says Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. The book. And look, it's all printed on the back. I mean, it's a proper print, miniaturised. How wonderful is that? I've never done books before, ever.
That's lovely. Really nice.
Oh,
it's printed inside as well.
It's printed.
Wow. Oh
my God, look. I've got the golden ticket. I've got the golden ticket.
Lucky you.
Yay! Hurrah! Look, it's an actual golden ticket. Yay! See, it's full size if I do this. And the whole story is printed inside. Look.
Mine's like a little theatre. Little pink one.
Oh my God. These are so delicate and so professionally made.
Oh, how nice.
I'm never going to attempt to do books in all the things I do in dollhouse world. But even the spine, absolutely
I'm getting my glasses.
Let's move these out the way. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'll put that there. Actually, that's my first proper miniature book in the years that we've been doing dollhouses. That's the first time I've actually got a proper professional book, which is fabulous.
It's like a little theatre.
Wow, so you can open it up. It gives you turn the pages and it gives you little rooms, little stages.
Oh, yeah.
Shall we hold it close to the camera so they can just get an idea? I will have to get the.
I'll just show you the little people. It's tiny. Can you see little tiny people? And the theatre.
You open the theatre up, and it gives you different room settings to put them in.
Oh, good.
So you can turn.
Wow, really good.
Let's see. You can turn the different. Oh, there's windows and everything. Oh, there's all different. It's all different rooms.
Yeah.
Different.
And
you can open them up. Oh wow!
It's a doll's house. Actually, it says doll's house. So it's just rooms in a doll's house. Oh, it's a theatre. Sorry. Oh, they're good. Really good. Really unusual.
Well, maybe does the whole thing open up to
It's in a little box.
or does it stay in a box? Oh no, the whole thing starts opening up.
Oh really?
Yes. So you can turn. Look. You could bring those together and look.
Oh.
They all make.
Wow. We've got the little people in there.
Look.
Tiny.
They make 4 different rooms. Is that a kitchen there? Or a lounge? Oh yes. That's amazing. And then the little people, you can even see through that one, the curtains. You can put them in, shine through. You could just do a tiny bit of tacky work just to hold them in place.
Yeah. Wow, isn't that
But
good?
that's amazing. And that's the outside there. Isn't that amazing?
Brilliant.
Let's see the people.
Tiny.
Tiny, look at the lady. And the gent. Oh, he's got a lovely tash. Hold them up close. Camera's up this side a bit.
See them.
There we are. That's absolutely
That's
wonderful.
Thank you very much, Emma.
That is brilliant.
And to Wakefield Miniatures as well.
And that's the inside of the box there.
Lakeside Miniatures. Yeah.
There we are.
Oh, really good.
It's on the back as well.
And then a little box somewhere at the bottom.
Yeah. Absolutely amazing. Wow. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Thank you, Emma.
Yes, thank you very much, Emma.
Absolutely wonderful.
And to Lakeside Miniatures for sending them.
Yes, as I say, I'll put a link on the thing, but I got the golden ticket. Me, I got it. I've never won anything. I've never won anything.
Ticket to hell. Oh no, that's me.
Hey, hurrah!
Excellent, that's good. Well,
I can't wait to put that when the Art Deco house comes together. It'll go in maybe in their lounge. I'll make a bookcase, and then start collecting books, and that will be my very first proper book, rather than these sheets that you buy with a front and a back of a book that you cut out and fold in half. That's all really I've ever had, and I haven't even opened those. I may just give those away actually, and maybe just start collecting little proper books. Hurrah! Okay, folks.
Thank you very much, and
that's brilliant. Thank you, Emma. So anyway, watch on. So the beginning of the video will start any sec, and as I said, it's part 7. And all I can say is it has a Jaws theme.
Very good.
That's more like the Muppets, isn't it? Rather than. Anyway.
Very good.
Enjoy. Take care, folks.
Take care. Bye.
Bye, all.
Bye.
Okay, folks. So before we get started on the Shark Tank, first of all, I can't actually take a drink yet. I'll say cheers, but I've got hot milk in here, and one of my YouTube friends wrote a comment at one point saying they were having a hot chocolate. I'm going to go posh today. It was a gift from a lovely friend of ours. I'm going to have a hot chocolate on a stick, and you put it in the hot milk and you stir it until it's melted, and you've got your hot chocolate. Yay! I've even got some, I've got Nigel here messing around. Stop it, Nigel. Here he is. Say hello, Nige. Come on. Come on, you. Let's put this here. Let's say hello. Come here. You're going to the air, aren't you? Like, put me down. Put me down. Yeah. You hate that, don't you? You hate having cuddles. I'm going to put you on the floor because Daddy's working. And I don't want you drinking the chocolate because it's not good for little cats like you. No, not human chocolate. There we are. Right. That's melting. Let's get this ready and then we'll start. Okay, now I can say cheers, and you even get little marshmallows to put in the top. Completely slimming, of course. Not a calorie inside. It's a good idea having a hot chocolate. Right, okay, so the Shark Tank. Well, first of all, let me start off by showing you the shark. Oh. I'll say right now, as I've probably said before in the world of doll housing, we're good at some things, we're not good at others. There's so many different parts of doll housing, woodworking, glassmaking, Fimo, sculpty, whatever. There's so many things, and I found out that Fimo or polymer clay is probably not my strong point. Oh God, I'll let you judge for yourselves. In fact, I've got a couple of things to show you that I was hoping that will be going into the dollhouse. So the first one, of course, is the shark. This is what we're talking about. It's what I've tried to do is an idea from Damien Hirst. I should have looked this up. You might not have a clue in the States who I'm talking about, or he may be very, very famous in the States. I don't know. But anyway, if not, look him up. And one of his most famous pieces was the shark in the tank with the formaldehyde preserving him or her. I don't know if it's a male or female shark. But he ended up doing a whole series of these different animals, and I think they're in the Natural History Museum or in some gallery museum place at the moment. I think there's sheep and other things. But anyway, so I thought I would do suspended from the ceiling. It's obviously, we'll say it's the Damien Hirst piece that the couple that own the building, they actually bought the piece, millions and millions it's cost, obviously, and they've bought it not to resell but just to have in their gallery. So when you come in the doors of the gallery, you'll see this shark suspended from the ceiling. If I haven't already mentioned this, because I'm doing this video in different parts, the space that I've used to hang the tank is actually the space that was cut out for the stairwell. So the stairs from the base of the building would go up into the first floor. I've decided not to use those because I don't want stairs from the shop, it isn't now a shop, going up into the living quarters of the owner's building because it's private. So I will put a door in the back of the shop somewhere at the end of the shop, maybe up near the till or the counter, and that doorway would in essence go up into the first floor. So I've got rid of the stairs in the shop. But I'm using that space, that rectangular block, to suspend the tank with the Damien Hirst art piece in. Let's have another swig. So, okay, I was going to say do not judge, but judge away. I don't mind. I should put my glasses on so I can see it a bit clearer. But this was my effort of a shark. I'll show you now. It's more, I don't know, maybe more of a comedy shark. maybe you think it's quite good. I mean, or maybe you think, like me, that it's really pretty rubbish. There are obviously, if you look, you'll know there's lots of videos on people making animals out of polymer clay, and there's lots of videos of people making sharks. I'm sure this is quite a bit worse than most of the videos on there, but anyway, I've, as you can see, I've gouged out the mouth there. The teeth are all sort of crooked and whatever, but I wanted that because it's not a living shark now, it's a shark that's years old, and it would be slightly, very slightly out of shape or decayed or whatever. So I haven't done the markings too neat. So, you know, hopefully it will serve its purpose. And I've also sprayed it with an acrylic varnish, and then I tied it with some cotton and hung it up in the kitchen with a towel underneath it. If I remember, I'll put a photo here. I walked past it and it looked like a scene from Jaws, where they'd caught who they thought was Jaws and it was hanging up. Anyway, so I don't know. Well, let me know what you think. Maybe not let me know. I don't know if I want to hear. But anyway, so that's the shark. I mean, it's going to be in a tank of, I'm going to use resin for the first time ever. So this is the first time I've used polymer clay or whatever it's called to make anything, and the first time I'm using resin to put it in. So let's see how this whole project goes. It's a whole art project in itself. So that's going to be what's in the tank. We should give him a name if anyone's got any ideas. I don't know, what does he look like to you? Anyway, it's a shark. That's all I can say. What I will show you as well, while we're on the subject of polymer clay, these also are. Why I'm saying that's rubbish is because when I'm in bed at night and I'm doing all my thinking, as you know now, that's where I do my thinking. I don't think about what I'm going to do with doll houses during the day because I'm just busy doing them. At night time is when I sit down and start all my research in my head and whatever. But also, in my head, I visioned some koi fish, koi carp, and I looked them up on the internet as well, and I decided to do Japanese koi carp because they've got bigger fins, bigger tails, they're more flamboyant. And these I was going to use maybe outside the outside area of the house. There may be a fish pond or something with these in. There's a roof terrace. I may put them on the roof terrace and make that into a fish pond. The beach house at the top, that may become a tank with the fish in, or in their lounge or dining room. I may cut a hole in the wall and put a tank set into the wall with the koi fish in, and then put them in resin as well. I don't actually know where they're going or if indeed they will be used, but in my head they didn't look like this. Alright, I'll take them out carefully. I did 3, so I'll show you. I might as well show you them, but like I said again, they're not bless, they're not really what I had in mind. I wanted them sort of more realistic. Well, in my head they were extremely realistic. I don't know if I can hold that up for you to show you. I don't know what would make it easier for you to see them if I held them like that. But I mean, they're the colour of Japanese koi carp. So I'll just put this one, just balance that there. I did them all in. Ah, see that one? Oh no, it's okay. I thought it had gone out of shape, but it hasn't. They're very fragile. But that's the... I don't know if it helps hold. It probably doesn't help holding sandpaper up in front so you can see them better. I don't know. It's not really doing much at all. But anyway, that's my koi fish. Of course, they're white underbellies, but I did them sort of greeny coloured eyes with black pupils, yellowy, greeny. And the third one, there. That one's tail is sort of swishing round to one side, but that's, I don't know. They weren't what I was visualising in my head anyway. I love when things come out and that's just what I was thinking, but they're maybe not as realistic as I was hoping for. And again, they may be slightly better than some we've seen on YouTube. They may be a lot worse. So we probably will use them, but once they're in a pond and there's other things in there, maybe plants and things, it might help camouflage them. So, but anyway, that was my polymer clay efforts so far. Obviously, as the school report would say, needs practice. Anyway, hopefully someone may have liked them. But the shark, that's definitely going to go into the tank, whatever condition it's in. My excuse is it's been in for years, so it's starting to misshape and go a bit funny looking. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. Right, so let me just get one more thing. Okay, so what I did first was, this is going to be first floor. So this is ground level, ground floor. I can't remember, I think when we were in Chicago, we went to one of the stores there and they didn't call ground. I think the ground floor was up, well, I don't know. I can't, but you know, you guys know what I mean. As you walk in off the street, you're on the ground, the street level. So that's ground floor. So the stairs would go up into this bit here, onto the first floor. So I'm going to make a box basically to fit in there and hang, suspend down from the ceiling. So what I did was to lay a piece of paper down, first of all, like so, and then draw around this rectangle. So I know that is the space, and I don't know why I wrote Shark Tank on there, because I'm doing this project in one go. I'm not going to put this away for weeks and bring it out again and wonder what the rectangle is for. So, but anyway, Shark Tank. What I did then, I'm going to, the tank will have as in the Damien Hirst tank, it will have wide white painted structure around it, around the corners, around the base, around the top. So what I did was I'm going to make like a rectangle out of these coffee stirrers, which also came from Chicago, yay, by a very kind lady. I'm going to make a framework with these because it's just a nice size for the tank itself to go around all the edges. So what I did was to put in there. So what I'm going to do first is to put the tank. I've cut the perspex here, and then I'm going to stick these together, make the tank, hopefully, and then to start with, I'll just strengthen it with 2 or 3 pieces of the wood, just glued on to the perspex to try and keep it from bending and warping. I thought that may, in my head, that gives it some kind of structure, so that when I pour in the resin, it's not going to blow the sides or the base of the tank out, and it will keep it as one piece. Let's find out how this goes. So I've cut one bit slightly bigger for the base. So what I'll do is I'm going to put some glue. I'm going to use the glue and glaze, which is what you use to glue windows, perspex windows together, and then when the glue dries it's see-through. It doesn't matter on this occasion if it's showed or not, because I'm going to peel these off at the end, but I know it's used for this kind of material, so hopefully it will work and be strong enough. So let's make sure I've got these all around the right way. Yep, okay. And we'll put some glue on. I don't know if it's going to be, if this is going to glue very well, make a box or a tank. Hopefully it will. Let's find out. It doesn't matter if it goes a bit messy because, like I say, we're not going to keep it like this. So I'm going to put this up against here. Lay these two bits together, like so. And I'll just hold that there for a little while. In fact, if I turn it round, I can actually put, I know you can't see it properly folks, but you can imagine what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to put a little seal inside there, just to hold it a bit more along that edge. There we are. So I will do that like so. Leave that to dry off first of all so it's secure-ish, and then I'll put on the other side, then the end, and then I'm going to sit it on a base. The base I've done slightly bigger than the rectangle itself, so I'll just lay that down and put the whole box down onto it, and then put the bits of wood along the edges just to make sure that it's all squared off. So that's basically all I'm going to do. Then I shall stick the other side on, turn it around, stick the other side on, then the long side, and we'll make the box. Let's find out if it's worked. Right, now, where are we? Here we are. Okay, so I've glued all the corners together, and I've glued it, I've made the base a little bit bigger there, just to stand the whole thing on, and I've glued around the outside as well. As far as I know, there's no leakages. I don't know how easy resin leaks out with it being thick. Maybe it doesn't leak out too much. Hopefully it won't leak out at all. Whereas I think when you take these bits off, I think you can sand resin as well. I don't really know an awful lot about it. But also okay, I'll tell you this in a minute. So what I've done the box. We'll lift this floor up. As I say, it's going to be hanging down here. So what I will do, as the base now has got a sort of lip around the edge there, I'll turn it upside down as it were. And I should have tried this off camera, shouldn't I? In case it didn't fit. Hurrah! There we are. So it's flat on, well, it will be open on the top because this will be the other way around when it's attached. But you can see there, you can see it hanging down in the bottom. So we'll have a hanging shark very soon. I'll just lower this down. I will grab hold of that. That's fine. And then, and of course you guys that have done resin before and done moulds like this before, you will know that coffee stirrers are not going to do it. Obviously, they'll just bend with the plastic. So that was a silly idea. Bad boy, bad. What I am going to do, I've just got some bits of square wood here, bits and pieces left over, and I'm just going to glue those. I'll use a hot gun to do it quick, but I'll just glue those onto the edges, and then that won't bend. and then hopefully it won't bellow out at the sides. If it does start doing that, I'll have to glue some bits of wood further down as well, but we'll just see how it goes. Right, now let me grab the glue gun. Another drink, cheers. That was John going, huh?
Sorry, I didn't realise you were videoing.
That's John saying, sorry, I didn't realise you were videoing. I'm just waiting for the heat gun to heat up. It's just a little one. I haven't used it before. It's brand new, so I don't even know how it's going to work. So let's see if it does the job. If not, I shall use it. So just hold that on. That's squashed out quicker. So obviously doing a long line like that, you have to be very quick before the glue sets. But that's glued on much flatter along there, and the glue has squashed out, as you can see. And on that side there, the glue has stayed in its run that I put it on and hasn't squashed onto the plastic. Just so you guys, some of you may not have used a glue gun before and wondering what they're like. So I'm letting you know how I'm getting on. Let's use this to take off these bits. Right. And then quickly apply. Okay, so I've put a piece of wood across the top there and used some cotton thread and tied it around a couple of parts of the shark and suspended it so it's just off the ground by a little bit. Sadly, what I have realised, I didn't even think about it, when we were on holiday in Chicago, in the city, we went into Blix, the stationers there, the art store, Blix, and I bought some art resin, all excited, on holiday, thinking, oh yes, I'll buy one of these, I'll do something wonderful. Looking at that box and looking at these two bottles, I don't think there's probably anywhere near enough to cover said shark. And I've looked on the UK site, and these are the smallest bottles, these are the 4-ounce bottles, and I think it's about 50 something pounds just for this little pack. I can't remember what I paid in Blix. It's from the US, I'm guessing, so it would have been a bit cheaper there, probably about $40, I can't remember now. But I'm going to mix them up, or so much of it up, and pour it in to the underneath of the shark, leaving where the cotton is, hopefully leaving that free, but enough of the shark in the resin to set. Once that's set, then I can cut the thread off and the shark will be positioned, and then I'll just have to get more resin, I suppose, and pour over the top. Yeah, so I didn't realise this is quite a big container. I just thought I'm sure 2 bottles aren't going to be enough. We will see. Well, I'm sure it won't be. I'm saying we will see, but I think I can see by looking at it. I could put these 2 bottles in there laying down and they wouldn't fill this cube. So, although I will do it all on one video, we'll just do part of it. I'll just film part of it now and then join the rest onto the video when I have managed to get more resin. I don't know, maybe I can buy a different make of resin in the UK that looks exactly the same, clear, and then buy that cheaper. I don't know. But it's beginning to turn out almost as expensive as the original Damien Hirst Shark in formaldehyde. Well, that was millions. Let's get this mixed up, and some of it, and pour it in. Right, okay folks, so I did this left it over a couple of days just to let it go hard. Those 2 small bottles of art resin that I bought from Blix, that is as far up the tank as it goes. That's it. I can't remember what they cost. I don't know, I think they're online, they're about $50 or something for me to get it, I don't know. But it ridiculous, really, the amount that it actually does. Since I got home, I looked online and I found this came from Germany, Epidex. It's actually, if I show you, it's you can get the ultra clear something or other, and you can get the ultra clear pro. I got the ultra clear pro. This one, which I didn't know, in case other people are trying resin as well, just and learning like I am. The ultra clear pro on the Epidex. This one does up to 4 centimeters depth. Sorry, 10 centimeters depth, which is 4 inches, which is not as high as what I have left there. I think 4 inches is about up to there. So I can pour this in one pour in, filling it up from there to the top. I can do that in one lot instead of having to do it in layers. Have a look at different epoxy resins. Some of them will only do certain depths. They did another one of this, it was a slightly cheaper one, and it only did 5 centimeter depths, and I think another one at 2 centimeter depths, as far as I recall. But it only took a few days to come as well. And you're mixing, instead of equal parts, like the art resin was equal parts, this was 2 parts of this and 1 part of this, so it's 2 to 1. This is the resin and this is the hardener, part A and part B. And this is plenty, so I'm going to go and mix this up in a jug. Also, this one, as sadly, the art resin, you have to stir it for 2 minutes or 3 minutes continuously, and it literally filled with tiny foam bubbles. I was unable to get rid of the ones on the surface because I couldn't put a blowtorch or a flame. I even tried a hairdryer on hot and that didn't do anything. So I couldn't actually get rid of the bubbles. Otherwise it would have burnt the cotton instantly and the shark would have sunk. So it was very difficult. I just had to leave it basically. So you can see all around the edge there, I have a foam like of bubbles, and even in the resin itself, you can see. So that's, I mean, that's okay. It's just for me only. If I was doing this again, I would just probably buy this. And also this was a lot cheaper. I think even with postage, this was only about £36. Which is a huge amount cheaper than the art resin, and that's a kilo weight of resin there and a half a kilo mix, so it would mix all together 1.5 kilos, which is a lot cheaper, a lot cheaper. And it's an ultra clear one. This one, when you stir it, apparently it's guaranteed not to bubble, so we're about to find out. I'm not going to get all this foam and these bubbles in this, supposedly. This is what they tell me. But anyway, this is set. I did it a few days ago, and as you can see, just the jaw and the bottom of the jaw and the tail fin is in the resin, and it's set hard. So hopefully, if I bring this camera down for you, hopefully I will be able to just cut these. Ooh. And take this wood off. And then hopefully I can pull this out from underneath, like so. There we are. Oh, that's a bit fidgety. I might get a... I'm not going to pull that too... Oh, there we are. That's it off. And it is indeed sitting up on its own now. Hurrah! I won't tap too hard in case he tries to bite. So, okay, let me go and mix this up and then we'll pour it in here and see how it looks with bubbles or no bubbles. No need. Oh, there he goes, off screen. Right, here we are, I've mixed up the resin. At the moment there's no bubbles in it. It is clear. And I've been stirring it for about 3 minutes or so. So let's pour it all in. It's very satisfying watching this. Right, now I'll just have to, and now we just sit for 72 hours and let it dry. Cheers. Don't know what to do next. Is it dry yet? I can hear him out there. Him giggling. Oh, do you want to see what he's doing? Let's sneak out there and have a look. What we? Oh, he's got a pipe.
Man with a pipe.
Man with a pipe. Say hello, John boy.
Hello, everybody.
And up here we've got. I haven't seen these. Oh, we've got a. Is that a comb over?
That's a comb over.
That's what we call a comb over for the bald gentlemen that grow their hair long and comb it over.
With tea. And then I'm not sure what that is. A man with a cigar or a cigarette, and then someone with a weave.
Oh, it's got a weave and tied up in a ponytail. Excellent. That's so cool. Love them. Okay, so more than 72 hours has passed. Quite a few days have passed now, maybe almost a week. So this is obviously now set, and even just this small size, this resin is very heavy. So what I'm going to do now is start pulling it apart to take these bits off. Okay. It's coming apart. That's stuck on very well. Maybe I'll just peel the whole acetate off with the wood. Wow. Okay. This is probably going to take a little while to get off. So I don't want you to get bored watching this bit, so I shall carry on and do this for a minute and get all the acetate off, and then we shall carry on. Oh, lovely cup of tea. Love my tea. Right, so here we are. What I'm doing is putting these little strips of coffee stirrers, just cutting those and putting those around the base part, so you can see it around there. And then I'm doing slightly wider ones at the top there that are going to set into the floor area. And then I'm going to add, I suppose, like another 4 pieces of wood, but like a picture frame. So I'll mitre the corners and lay those on and make them wider, sticking out over the thing. And then we're just going to drop that in, and then they'll sit around the edge of the floor there. So that's what I want to happen. I don't know if it will, but we'll see. So at the moment, I'm just sticking these coffee stirrers round. I'm just cutting them to length, then trying them to make sure they're a nice snug fit, and then gluing them. I'm actually just using, I don't know what glue you're meant to use to glue wood to resin. I've never used resin before, but it's holding extremely fast with super glue. So I'm using super glue. And I've sort of rubbed tiny bits of glue here and there, sort of smudged it. I don't want the tank to look crystal clear the whole time. If it's got some messy bits on it here and there, you know, I want it. I couldn't get it slightly yellowed looking. I didn't really know how to do that. but it is an old piece, like the actual Damien Hirst tank. So I don't want it brand spanking new. I want it to look a little bit murky here and there, the water. So stick those on like that. And then what I'm doing, you can't really see it up close, but I've glued around this base. I've then just rubbed some Mod Podge in all around the joins where they meet. You can just see it there, but I filled them in a bit with some Mod Podge, and then I've just sanded it slightly, and then I'm going to paint the whole thing again carefully. Now it's on here, and just try and cover up some of the joins, because in the Damien Hirst tank, all this white up the sides and around the base, I think it all looks like it's one solid mould, one solid piece, not like bits of wood stuck together. So I'm going to try and cover up the gaps with white paint and smooth the whole thing out so it looks a little bit more solid. We'll see. That's how it's that's how I want it to go. But we'll carry on, and I'm going to sand those bits on that end before I do that side, so I'll carry on with this side. So I'm literally just laying them in one end, you can see properly, marking them with a pencil and using this gadget here, mitre cutter. You can do it at different angles. I might use this to do the bit on the top to get the 45-degree angles for the picture frame. Although we do now have a new electric table saw, yay, that does straight cuts and I think mitre cuts as well. So so that will make the work even neater, hopefully. So just sand that off, lay it in, it just goes in nicely. I'll take a fraction more off. Right, so that's fitting in nice and tight without falling out, but I shall glue it obviously. And I've ordered a load of new lighting to go in the parts of the rest of the house. So you'll be able to see those soon. After this, I'm going to start building the next floor, putting that on and working my way up. So the videos should evolve a bit quicker then. I just was desperate to get these bits done for the shop to show you guys. So I was really excited about what they might look like. So there we are. And then I'll stick another bit on there and then do the other corners at that end. And then sand the whole thing and paint it all round, and then show you. I might then put the top bit on as well, and we'll get the whole thing finished. Right, okay, it's got really warm in here today in the conservatory, so I am now stripping off. Don't worry, this is as far as I go. No nightmares, please. Right, so I've had a change of plan, which is the wonderful thing about doll housing, is as your journey goes along and you make plans ahead of time and then you start to carry them out, and then all of a sudden as you're visualizing or doing what you're doing, you think of it in a different way, see a different option, and it's like a light bulb moment coming on, because maybe your new thoughts or whatever are even better than the original ones, which is what has happened in this case. So at the moment I'm just edging the top of this here down two sides, because it will be slightly visible for the finished piece, and I just want a black shiny finish. So we'll put that on there and let that dry. So if I turn this up right, so we have a black shiny bit along there and along there. And when I said I was going to do the picture frame pieces, forget it. Instead, I remembered I had this lovely piece of mahogany wood that our friend Emma Waddell gave us. actually threw some wood at me and said make something with it, so I am. Always do as we're told. So instead of doing the 4 pieces and joining them together and using the obèche wood, I've now got mahogany, because in their lounge obviously they would have a better class of finish to the shark tank, considering how much it would be worth in real life. So I've cut a rectangle out here, and let me just leave this to dry. I'll put this over there. Well, I'll put it up there for now. Hurrah. And what we're going to do next, I'll do this off camera because of the noise it makes, but I'll just show you. That's the bottom, that's the top. What I'm going to do just around the edges there is just to curve them and bevel them. I don't want a straight edge there, so we're not doing that. So all I'm doing is, as everybody does to curve an edge on wood, is to bring it forward at a 45-degree angle and then round it off like so. I'm sorry my hand is in the way because I'm cack-handed, as they call it over here. So I would do this. And already that's just starting to curve the edge there, just to take the sharpness off it. So I'm not going to do it on this side because this side is going to go against the wall, but I'll do it at the front here and down this side here. This side is actually going to go to the wall as well. So I'll do these 2 long sides and then show you how we're putting the whole thing together. Hurrah! Can't wait, I'm so excited. Oh, lovely. Fresh cup of tea. Let me put this down here. Okay, so I have sanded, if you can see it, just sanded the edge there just to bevel it, and along this edge here is all beveled, and the other edges I've just left flat and straight because they're going to go against the wall. Oh, here we are, it's another bit of, so I can just show you, I've waxed it as well, just used any old wax. You can use clear shoe polish wax, it's really cheap to buy. We just, I'm not really advertising because it's very old and who knows, who cares, who buys what, but I'm using the Annie Sloan wax, but there are loads of other waxes just as good out there. So I'll just show you, I've waxed this piece of mahogany. You can just see in this light the shine on it, and it's slightly deep. But if I lay that, this is the hole I cut out on the inside there. If I hold that, you might be able to can see that that's darker than richer there now, and this is much lighter, the bit that hasn't been waxed. So it just finishes it off there. So I haven't actually put them together yet, so fingers crossed that this works. So what I'll do is I'll put it in first because this is a very heavy piece of kit, this. I'll put this in first, and then what I've done, the bits of wood around the outside are thicker than the rest of the wood, and that hopefully is just going to fit and hold in exactly. So if I place this in first of all, and then I'll take the camera up and show you. I've just put these walls up temporarily and just stuck them together there, just to give you a look. Yes. Okay, brilliant. And then this goes. What I might do when the rooms are built and this is in situ, I might just use a little bit of tacky wax around there. So I do want to be able to take that off to do different things now and again. I'll explain that in a minute. If I place this. Excellent. Right, okay, let's go over and have a look above and below what lies beneath, we'll call it. Okay, so in the lounge, we've just got the black showing underneath there, and it's just the wood here is just raised off just slightly, so you can see this bit underneath here. But in the lounge, that's what they'll be looking at, if you can see it in the light. There's too much reflection there from the resin. That'd be great looking down through your lounge floor to see that. And through there you can see the shop as well, if they look right through. And what I'm planning on doing with this top piece is to, as I said, I'll just tacky wax it in place when I'm ready. But before that, I will drill a little hole at the end here, in the middle, and another one at this end here. And we've placed an order from a suppliers for lighting and stuff and lots of bits and pieces. And I'm going to put 2 chrome spotlights, sort of Art Deco looking modern spotlights, one at each end, so we'll shine light down front and back into the shark tank. And then at the back, this section at the back here behind the spotlight, I'll dress it and maybe I'll make a vase there, maybe a big vase, proper ceramic vase or vase, and I'll put that in the corner as it is, or maybe with flowers in, I don't know. But that journey will happen when it happens. But at the moment, hopefully I think you'll agree, if this was your house, then that would look pretty damn cool. Damien Hirst tank installed in your lounge and gallery. Let's go down to the gallery and see what the customers see. Okay, so if we look from different angles into the house, you can see this is the first time I've actually seen it. And this is the doorway into the art gallery itself. So as you walk in, you are confronted with that. Oh dear, I am thrilled with it. There we are. Let's go. We'll go up the other end of the shop and look through there. There we are. Let's go up the other end and see it from the side. Okay, here we are at the far end of the shop, looking down the length of the shop. Hopefully you think that view, guys, is pretty damn cool. Actually, where the art resin that I used, I have to say, you can see it from here. Look at all the bubbles, even down the base of it, and on the top of that level. It was full of foam and bubbles, and there was no way, even with a heat gun or a hairdryer, anything, no way that was going to disappear. And I stirred it as they suggested in the instructions for 2 minutes. But anyway, I wouldn't buy that again. But the resin from there up to the rest of the shark, that stayed. That did, when you stirred it, there was not a bubble in sight, and it stayed completely clear. And it dried clear, and that resin, Epodex or something, I'll have to try and get the name of it again, but that did up to 10 centimeters or 4 inches deep, whereas the art resin didn't. So I could do it in one big pour, and it dried nicely. But there we are. Okay, I can't light this up yet, but as you can see, I just put the light on my phone. Just on top of it to give you an idea. But look, that just gives you an idea of how it's going to be. Excellent. Hurrah. I'm really chuffed with that. That's absolutely amazing. So, okay, first of all, cheers. Oh, lovely. I have to thank you so much for watching this video. Really hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it as much as me, then you won't get much sleep, because I can't sleep at night. I'm just so excited about this build, I have to say. I've got lots and lots of ideas as the building goes up for different rooms. Can't wait to enjoy those journeys as well. So the next journey, I think I have furniture and bits to make in the gallery, but I don't think I'm going to start building actual like the counters, recovering chairs. I'm not going to do those at the moment. They may be an in-between video of this build. But what I want to do really is just get on with building some more floors. So I'm going to paint the outside of the building pieces. I'm going to wallpaper the pieces. You don't want to see me doing that. Boring. And I'm going to get those pieces together, and then we'll, as I said, take this apart. It's just been stuck, but we'll start from here and just build the walls. Any lighting, I'll drill holes for the walls to put lighting on as we build it, or ceiling lights, and I'll channel out floors above. But let's start getting this built and put together, and then I'll just make as it's built. Then I'll just fit things in afterwards. It would be easy just to do a room completely and then put it on, but that would take more time. Well, it wouldn't take more time, but it would just be less interesting. We want to see this thing built, don't we? Yay! So, as I said, hopefully you've enjoyed. Please let me know if you have, and what you think of my ideas. Yeah, there we go. Take care, folks. Speak to you again soon. Really hope you're all doing well at the moment, and can't wait to get the next video out and show you guys what we're up to next. Okay, take care all. Bye.